Thank you very much, Chairman, and I wish you the very best, Minister, in your new role as Minister. And I have no doubt your capabilities, in fairness, an excellent choice. The purpose of this bill is to provide a process to allow for certain transactions that may present risks to the security or public order of the state to be reviewed by the Minister for Enterprise, Trade and Employment. ID Ireland reported 249 new investments were won in 2021. Of that, 160 were North American, 68 were European and 21 were from countries classified as growth markets. In January 2021, ID Ireland launched their new strategy driving recovery and sustainable growth 2021-2024. One of the pillars of the strategy relates to regions, and ID Ireland set out a target of having half of all investments, 400 of an 800 target from 2021 to 2024, going to regional locations. However, how will this be achieved, and are there accountable mechanisms in place to ensure half of all new projects are located in regional areas? If there is no accountability or follow-up, then this strategy amounts to nothing more than an empty target. Equally, it is important that real and substantive projects are located into regional areas, not merely smaller or less attractive projects. Based on the most recent data, 53% or 133 of the 249 new investments went to regional locations, with employment growth in every region of the country, as shown in Figure 4. The latest EY European Attractiveness Survey 2022 33 reported that Ireland was one of Europe's top 10 locations for FDI, with a market share of 3% of all FDI investment in 2021, and attracts the highest number of projects per capita among the top 10. But the question I ask is, we're talking a lot about ID and jobs here, is jobs in rural areas, Minister. I suppose in the last few years you saw the demise of Irish fishing industry in my own constituency is going to lead to huge loss of jobs. You're also looking at agriculture, and the attacks that the Green Party have on agriculture in this country, supported by Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, will lead to a loss of jobs throughout rural Ireland. I was talking to a number of farmers at the ploughing championship yesterday morning before I came up here, and they have serious worries. Where are the jobs going to be? Where are they going to get jobs? In rural areas like Castletonbear, down on the Mizenhead, the Sheep's Head. And you don't have to go that far west. You can go as far as Bandon, down along the coastline there to Meath and Barryroe and places like that. They're finding it very difficult and have serious worries. They were gifted people at their jobs, but I find that when IDA comes to town, IDA comes to the big town and doesn't come to the rural communities that are losing jobs. And I'm living in those rural communities. I'm living in one of those peninsulas where good jobs are hard come by. And you look at, I suppose, investment that has been made, hasn't been made by this government on our roads. You look at over the last number of years in West Cork, the Inishannon bypass has been ignored, the Bandon, Southern and Northern Relief Road has been ignored, the Bantry Relief Road, no monies. No monies, and we need to invest in infrastructure if we need to get good quality jobs that we're talking about here, as such as to make sure the jobs are safeguarded and good jobs are safeguarded in our country. And the problem is we have a shocking transport infrastructure. I'll be talking to Minister Ryan about that in the morning, about connecting Ireland, because I call it disconnecting Ireland, because it has disconnected my constituency, who has little or no transport, the same as they had 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. And these are all issues that feed into the labour market, and people, have good transport, have good quality roads. People are inclined to come into an area, and businesses are inclined to come in and invest in communities that badly need, are starved for investment. And unfortunately, I find that we're losing jobs in rural communities because of a number of reasons. Of course, transport is the fuel costs is huge, the electricity cost is huge, and they're coming to me, businesses, and they're talking about their doors closing because they don't see a future. I even see it in some of the hotels in West Cork. They're closing now nearly half of the week already. And we're at start of September. So jobs it's vitally important. I know people have come here with great ideas and want to, start, floating terminals, floating gas terminal in Cork with LNG. gas, something that's desperately needed in this country, and Eamon Ryan's kicking a ball down the road, kicking the can down the road and putting serious jobs in jeopardy. Minister Ryan is same with the Barry Road drilling. We have potential here. We have more potential for better jobs in good jobs in rural communities, and the Minister continues, and this government continues, to ignore the facts, and the facts are there in black and white in front of them. So we do need, Minister, maybe you're a new man in the job, and I wish you the very best, but I certainly do think that when IDA are talking about jobs, make sure that jobs are given in a geographical spread, that rural Ireland gets as much as urban Ireland does, and it's hugely important that happens. Thank you.
Thanks, Deputy Collins.